Hey y'all, what's good? It's me, Majority, out here today for a very special video. Kind of a thing that I usually do annually. It's kind of like content reflections and resolutions. I tend to do this around the New Year time. I didn't manage it last year, but in the previous 2 years I did. So you could go back, watch those whenever you like, and you can see some of my past ones. But this one is a special year. It's 2020. It was a shithole year for most people. I didn't honestly have that bad of a year, but I understand it sucked for a lot of people. And so I want to raise my glass to y'all. We made it, y'all. Way to go. Way to go. Cheers. I haven't had a beer since since the president got sworn in, but now I have. We gotta celebrate, right? We gotta look on the positive side. We gotta work through these shitty situations. They suck, but you can't let them bring you down. And speaking of suck, you know, a lot of people say YouTube sucks. They've said that for years. I've seen a lot of people come and go, but I'm really glad a lot of my good friends have stayed with me throughout this year and have like managed to collab and stuff. That was awesome. I haven't collabed on such a broad scale as I did this year. You know, me, Alex, and Spencer made something. We made something out of the Button Mappers, our podcast channel. And we went on podcasting platforms. We're official there, like legit Apple Podcasts, Spotify, even YouTube. I personally liked listening on YouTube, but I understand why like it makes sense to put it on the podcasting platforms. So that was a major achievement, I think. It's getting us on the podcasting platforms. And we stayed consistent. We upload a video every Monday. That's 52 videos for the year. That's not even including some of the specials that we did, including like April Fools. What else did we do? I don't know. We did a lot of stuff. So it's some good stuff. I'm real proud of it. I'm happy to work with Alex and Spencer. And then of course we had, you know, some great people. I met Multimaster this year. We did our collab. He brought him on the Button Mappers. That was awesome. I got to work with Bruno. I got to work with Amon. I got to work with Chris. You know, all the guys, and even you know, some of Alex's friends, DZD. Brought my girlfriend on, and you know, my dad and I did some collabs. It's been a wild year as far as YouTube content production, and that's been a blessing. Especially when I go back and I look at what were my resolutions, or like, you know, I did this kind of beginning of the year, like channel reflection, and I was like, I'm not happy with how I've been doing YouTube. I want to do YouTube right. I want to make it work. And I think I found my formula. I found it over the course of the year. I started this year very experimental. You know, if I'm just talking about the YouTube videos for a sec, and then I'll talk about the games. You know, I started experimenting. I did something called like a captain's log. I did 2 or 3 of those. That was a flop. I did, I think I did maybe like, I kept the table topics up, or like topical stuff, but like, I think at that point where I was asking for the feedback, that's when Leo came on and said, hey, bring back table topics. Everybody loves table topics. So I was like, huh, you know what? I'll do that. And table topics was thriving then. It was just doing really good because I was doing it as a standalone thing. I had a couple of table topic flops. That's for sure. You know, I think when they were like coupled with the Majority Speaks, I don't know if it was the topic. I think I did 3 videos on characters alone, just like the topic of characters back to back. So I'm sure I burned some people out there. But like even the most recent table topics was a huge success, and that's awesome. The Majority Speaks, bringing Majority Speaks returns, huge. On this channel, there's a playlist of like 5, 6 Majority Speaks returns videos that have been awesome. Those were inspired in a sense by a political commentator I listened to, not on the political side so much, but more so on the aspect of the formatting. And I love getting a bunch of video content for the channel out of it. I've still like toyed with what's right for this, what isn't right for this. I put table topics in the last one. It seemed to go all right. I just, you know, the timed releases has been kind of difficult for me to understand. Like, do I time the videos to come up after the Majority Speaks, before, during, some before, some I don't know. And so if you've been tuning in for those, what's been most effective for you? What have you liked the most? And what have you disliked the most? Do you dislike when I post the videos you know, afterwards or what, you know, like, I don't know. So that would be helpful for me. By the way, the beer that I am drinking is an Innocent Gun. Sentimental in the sense that it's my mom's favorite beer. This one is the Caribbean rum cask. It's a blood red. Actually, when I poured it before, I was doing a take for this, and it was kind of a flop, so I scratched it. But there was a spider. I saw a spider at the top of the thing in the foam, and I was like, I don't want to ditch this beer. You know, it's good beer, good money, and so I scooped the spider out. I crushed it with my fingers. I was like, it's symbolic because it's blood red, and I got the blood of a spider. Oh my god. Another reason this is sentimental is this spot right here. I know it's windy, and so y'all are dealing with maybe some sound interference. I commend you for sticking it out. This spot is sentimental. This is my parents' house. Well, I used to sit out here on the porch outside the house. Times where it was like this kind of like cool rainy weather, especially. I used to love sitting out here under the porch when it rained. And I remember it being so nostalgic, just very calm. It reminds me of, like, you know, I talk about Ocarina of Time a lot. That was a very like atmospheric game for me. Maybe I should do atmospheric games for next table topics. Anyways, and the smell of like the rain coming off of the grass and like just being present here was a very calming thing for me. And so to be here tonight recording this resolutions video is huge to me. So overall, I'd say my YouTube resolutions have been sound. I've met and exceeded them. I had videos this year going to thousands of views. The N64 HDMI adapter review still gets views. I have another one, I think the hardware reviews, people tend to love the hardware stuff. The one-up console cleaner thing has done really well as well. And then also, one thing, I've only done 2 of these, but I really did like how they turned out. Hopes and expectations. What I really like about these is, you know my taste in games. I tend to like some of the older stuff, the more retro stuff. I like the N64, I like the GameCube, you know, and so on and so forth. But Hopes and Expectations has been kind of awesome because it gives me an avenue to talk about new games that are coming out. In a sense, gaming news without it being gaming news, because I'm not like reporting or reviewing a game the day it comes out. It's more so just what's relevant and current, so it's something I can look forward to. And it's nice to see that it's viable. I did one for Shadow Man, and that one still gets views. You know, not as many as the hardware stuff, but it gets views, and I think that's something I really like about that series. So I think the only thing I'm not crazy about, and the reason you don't see too many of them from me, is because I'm not very capitalistic. I don't like to spend a lot of capital on video games. You know, I've been very adamant about selling my collection to pay off debt. But that does not mean there aren't games I look forward to. And, you know, I think I've been dabbling with Night Dive Studios. I'm going to play Turok in a bit. Alex will be proud. I know. Played it on Steam. So maybe we'll get some look at Turok on the PC, or Night Dive and whatever. And in my next Majority Speaks. But anyways, yeah, solid year as far as video production, you know, for button mappers, for Majority, and even my boy Spencer got a new channel up, RPG Archive. I hope by now that you done subscribe, but if not, I'll be sure to update the description with links to his channel and the appropriate channels. I'm thinking of just pulling a BioPhoenix and just putting all the channels in my description that I want you guys to subscribe to, and just having it be a constant. You know, we're a squad, we're a fam. I've said it before, you know, if I come up here on the platform, I want to bring y'all with me. You know, you're my homies, and I appreciate you. And I do want growth for all of us. I think it's selfish to try and do this like by yourself. I see a lot of channels do it. I see a lot of channels no acknowledgement of like others, or they do early on, but once they get big, that's when they just leave everyone behind. That's not what I'm in it for. So I understand some people tend to misread my intentions on this stuff. I'm past it. You know, like at this point, I'm going to keep doing the stuff I do, and you're with me or you're not, whatever. You know, it's what it is. Okay, let's talk the games. Well, okay, I don't know if it's been my best year for gaming. I had a huge slump when like I started really getting into politics and the news, and that was a little detrimental in a sense. I've been like stuck on it every day, and so like I'm now like committing like an hour a day or 2 hours a day to like just listening to podcasts about like what's relevant in America or whatever. But in June and May, along the time, you know, where George Floyd was murdered and etc., like, you know, there were protests in the country, I just became heavily distracted, and that's all I did for like a while. So much so that to the point where I had to self-diagnose my addiction to my phone, and there's still remnants of it. I still struggle with it. I read a book called Digital Minimalism. I did a review on my secondary channel, or a book talk rather, Ted's Rec Room. Again, you know, links in the description, whatever. And that helped me minimalize how much I was using the phone. I did a digital declutter for a month. It was great. But I was distracted from games. That's the point. And so I kind of fixed that after a while. Like, I think even like July, like that was huge because I did get back. I got the groove back. I played Final Fantasy VII. I was never able to finish that game before, but I managed to do it with Alex and Spencer for the button mappers for 2-part, map out. And then later on this year, I played Dragon Quest 1. Huge. This is super huge because one of my resolutions in years past was being able to finish 3 console RPGs. And since that time, I think the only one that I did was Persona 5. And by when I say RPGs, I mean turn-based. That was supposed to be my justification for getting a Switch. You know, Chantal went ahead and got me a Switch anyway, so I didn't have to think too much about it. But this was the year where I proved to myself I can play through an entire RPG. And better yet, you know, I know I did Final Fantasy VII on the Switch, but Dragon Quest 1 I did, you know, on my SNES. So, like, that was huge. Huge. And it makes me proud to say things like I'm a Dragon Quest fan, I'm a turn-based RPG fan, because I know I can get through them in ways that aren't just handheld. And so, you know, that's been motivational for me. I've actually like started my Dragon Quest sabbatical. I've been kind of like talking to myself about it for a while, where I wanted to go on sabbatical and only play Dragon Quest until I play all of them, you know. And so now I'm on Dragon Quest 2, and I'm most of the way through that, and then I'll talk with Spencer on his channel about that. So that's been a massive achievement for me. Other gaming achievements are really selling a lot of the collection to pay off debt. I've made huge strides, but the hardest thing for me has been navigating the hot topic of student loan debt forgiveness, with that being my only debt. I know a lot of people, there's so many conflicting opinions. There's either the president's not going to forgive it, so just pay it off. Or there's people saying, oh, cancel debts, it's awful and people are suffering and we got to do it now. And so, like, I'm in the middle here of, like, what am I supposed to do with my money about this? Anyone else suffering something similar here? This is kind of a crossover. This is the type of content I would do on, like, Ted's Rec Room, but whatever. Anyways, wishy-washy in terms of games. Now, this is the fun part where I kind of make goals. I think one of my goals is to continue Majority Speaks and to do it on a monthly basis. And, you know, that's been super nice, cohesive for me, and not overwhelming. There were times where I did, like, stress, like, getting out the content, like, in a week, or, like, you know, like, trying to get it done. And that may happen again, and that's fine. But it's been a labor of love. I've absolutely loved, you know, putting the work into making, like, the 4 separate videos, connecting them, and then connecting through the Discord, which, by the way, are you in the Discord for your Sworn Brothers? You can ask me questions for Q&A there. You can also leave me voicemails. Leave me a voicemail for next Majority Speaks. I don't think I have one at this time. I would tell you what the number is, but it's on my phone, and I'm not picking it up right now, which I'm using to record the video. Don't you love technology? Go watch a previous one. Go watch last Majority Speaks. I don't know. So that's my YouTube goal. 1 Majority Speaks per month, you know, January through December. I love it. I think it's been a great format. I think it's growing. It's helping the channel grow. I'm at 491 subs right now. Are you kidding me? That's legit, yo. I'm so proud of you. Thank you guys to all the newcomers who've come, and also the old timers who continue to watch and support, leave comments and share videos, etc. I couldn't do it without you. I really do appreciate you, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that people take stock in my videos, whatever they are. I know I'm like kind of like sporadic with what I do. Like sometimes it might be a skit, or it's been a lot of figuring it out. A lot of people have their formats. I'm never content enough with what I do. But y'all stuck it out with me, so big ups to you. Appreciate you. Oh, and big ups to Terry, man. Terry 309. Big supporter just of what I do here on this channel and the button mappers and just wherever I'm at. Terry, I really appreciate you, man, and I appreciate the constant communication, etc. So I'm really looking forward to our continued friendship, etc. So cheers, Terry. Yeah, man, that made me sentimental, man. I'm not crying or nothing, but oh man. Gaming resolutions, I just don't have any. Well, it's really continue the Dragon Quest sabbatical. I would like to get up to Dragon Quest 5 and finish Dragon Quest 5 maybe by summertime. Or end of the year. So that means 2, 3, 4, and 5. I would like to finish those 4 Dragon Quest games. I guess just within the course of 2021. I'd like to meet up with Alex and Spencer again. It was real fun meeting Alex in Kentucky. I loved that. If you guys haven't seen it, go check him out on his channel, Turbo Zone. We did a little a turbo vlog. I think that's what it was. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to do that again. Other gaming goals? Just to get more into PC gaming. So I understand the appeal of playing on a PC, and I do hope to get more in tune with it, because I love the fact that Steam is so affordable and it keeps your games logged. When I got my new PC this year, it had all of my games that I bought on Steam and wasn't able to play previously, and I was able to enjoy them to some extent. So that's been awesome. And there are great games on Steam and on the PC. So I think that's a beautiful thing. If you can be a PC gamer, you can. I watched this movie, The Minimalist, on Netflix. It wasn't like that great of a movie, but these guys would like travel around and have like 50 things with them total. And one of them was a laptop. And so like to bring a laptop with you as your thing, that's way more easy than bringing a console back and forth, I will say. Unless it's a handheld. 3DS for life. Gang, 3DS gang. Okay. And let's throw one challenging one in there, should we? Because I believe I can get through Dragon Quest 2 through 4. It might be a challenge, but 3-heart run for Majora's Mask. I'd never done it before. Live stream it, maybe that'll be another personal goal if I got the time. If not, I'll just do it on my own. But I do like to have like the video evidence that I did it, like I did with Ocarina of Time 3-heart run. That's a playlist here on YouTube. You can watch it. Okay, I've been rambling long enough. Those are my reflections and resolutions for the year of 2020. Sucked for most. I made the best of it. I hope you did too. What are your reflections on this year and resolutions for the next one? Cheers. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all soon here on Majority. Oh.